Hey guys, Dark Prometheus here. Welcome back to another Warno video. Oh, before we get into this one, because it's another one with the 24th, I'm excited because we only have a couple of games with the 24th on the channel. We're just shy 1,850 subs, so go ahead and subscribe below. Check out any of the Warno content or any of the other content that we have on the channel. Otherwise, let's get right into this one. This is a 3v3 on Mount River. I always forget the map, so I have to write them down. Mount River, in-house with the guys at Squad Ops. So on our side, we have Bartok on our right. You kind of know Bartok. He's memeing in with this one with the Territorial Commando Sud. He's playing a random deck that he doesn't normally get to play. We're, of course, the 24th Infantry Division Mechanized. And then Ethel is playing with the 3rd Armored. On the flip side, the Berliner Grupperung will be over on the right. We typically play with 2,000, so that's why you see a Barentino right out the gate. So 2,000 starting points in the right there. Inky, who I don't think he's more familiar with Wargame. Same thing with Han. Han's learning Warno, but still two good players. They're actually pretty good Wargame players, so translating those skills over to this. What we're seeing with Inky is playing the 27th Guards Infantry, and Han is playing the 79th Guards Tank. So without further ado, we'll go with my view because we have a massive tank battle. And it gets pretty hot and heavy in this one. So hide the panel and let's do this. But we start out with coming out with Chaparral, a couple of National Guard tanks. Well, actually just one. A couple of Chaparrals, a TOW 2. We're going to come out and we're going to be the ones that cap both of these points. Ethel's going to worry more about this. We already have an air engagement. MiG-23 from Mobile coming in. And we have a Strike Eagle from Ethel. Not a Strike Eagle, but a F-15 Eagle. He's going to go over to the MiG-23. We are doing not really a heli rush, but the idea was from here is to get right behind this line just as a delay. And, well, that Eagle does take down the MiG-29. But the MiG-31 does not get that. Bartok, map skimming over here. Our idea with this was to get this line here to see if we can actually land in. Doesn't work as well as we wanted to, but it does stall them to allow us to get these guys up there because we don't have any real way to forward deploy. So this was our idea of a forward deployment. So coming in here, the arrow rifles, we're only going to see probably 3 of them touchdown here at this point. Looking here, going into the mass, one does go down there. Another one went down around here. Arrow rifles coming out. More going down. The Hueys are going down, but we do get some good kills and some good movement here. Now this one was probably one of the better ones because the Hueys were able to take off again. And there's a bunch of 30 mils, and 30 mils I think have been nerfed at this point. They aren't able to fight the arrow rifles. Coming in, the arrow rifles taking some good shots. Ultimately able to get our ACAV up. Ito gonna take a shot back here. Looking for the Tunguska. It does hit it. We have an HE F-111 coming in. Gonna level this. These arrow rifles trying to take out these Conkers. These arrow rifles kind of holding up this road, and then these arrow rifles trying to hold this area. We're able to get that UAS. This Eagle is going to take some shots here from our National Guard Abrams. And we're going to bring in 2 of our Phantoms to try to just level the playing field with some of these arrows. Sapper is going to come in, and as you hear the Barentino, those 2 were good to take out infantry. The first Phantom does get away, so does the second. Barentino actually hit Bartok on the right here. And we have Bartok being a little cheeky. So he's getting ready to go over here. He's going to come over the mountain, set up back here, and just be cheeky in the back line. You got to always worry about Bartok doing some memery. When we play in-house, we don't really target people's fobs or anything like that. That's just as a way to see what's over here and kind of limit not just some ground reinforcements, but we don't really try to snipe fobs. We have a hilarious thing where we're going for a helo because it's a high percentage helo, really dangerous helo that's actually right next to the fob, and we end up accidentally killing the fob. All right, we finally get our fire team leader in here, but we had a +2 because Bartok had already grabbed this, and we had grabbed this, and no one had grabbed this. So it was kind of equal, and they hadn't grabbed their back one as well. So there's our +2. So we were able to get up to this part, and I think we should have exploded it, but I was a little slow with that, I think, on the right side, and Aethel didn't want to outrun me. I think we could have, if we pushed hard enough together, gotten into this town and at least formed a foothold in this area of this corner. Good shot there by the Stinger to take it down. Whatever the helo that was, I didn't see it fast enough. Now we're going to get this TOW2 back to kind of see, and we're just kind of consolidating. F-111 HE coming in. You get a bunch of dragons coming in to try to take over this forest. I thought maybe that I had waited, and because of that helo push of just stalling them, that Han had a direct route into that and that he was in this area. Luckily, he was not in the area with any force, so we were able to do something. Those arrow rifles are actually taken out of cover and retreat right into the BMP-2. So that is unfortunate. BTR-60 coming in those woods. We saw them there. This is why I thought that. I was like, okay, they're already here. This is going to be an issue if they flank me. But Han doesn't really exploit it a lot. Barantino firing at Bartok again. He does hit this BTR instead of the Barantino. I don't think that reaches there, and there's been a couple of times we had some games where I just got lucky because I had a unit on approach while it started firing, and we were able just to target it straight up. So not always as lucky. We're going to come in with this Phantom and take out this BMP. It's not going to. It'll bring it down to half health. This MiG-31 is going to come in, take 2 shots at the Phantom, and those 2 shots will hit. T-80 BV gonna come here. We have a lot of ATGMs in this deck. This was gonna come up. Sapri RPO can't really do anything with that. The Abrams, though, will be able to do something with that. As we get the Engineer's Dragon up here. The Sapri RPO is dead at this point. Now, I do know that the Dragons do have a min arm range on the actual Dragons in this. So we're going to have to bring them up and hopefully we can get some spacing. This Bradley takes a shot at this T-80. It's going to take a side shot, and that was lucky to get a side shot kill there. This Bradley's going to take a shot at that T-80 and go instantly down. Specialized GRU trying to track the Abrams, but these Engineer's Dragons are there. ITO, we have a good supply there for the ITO on the point. We're going to keep it up. And we are going to call in our National Guard Apache. So there is a good spot for this that's like back here. They can see some areas of the wood line, and I don't know how. But they can see this area. We're going to bring in also a Cobra. But we place them like right in this angle. Right over the water. And they're able to hit it. Artillery coming in for our Engineer's Dragons. We're going to move up. We're going to attack as opposed to retreat. Mortar Strelky here is not going to be able to survive this assault. Artillery now going a little bit forward as Bartok continues his cheeky right push. You just have a Milan 2 over here. As we take out that Mortar Strelky. Fire Team AT4 coming in with the Bradley. And we're gonna come in with our F-111 and just do a big strike here. That's gonna invoke a fighter response from the MiG-21s and 2 shots with the MiG-31. It's not gonna get that one. And I think that was one thing that me and Aethel did a lot of. We were not really communicating where we were striking. There's a couple times where we were striking the same spot again. That F-15 will be hit by the MiG-31. That MiG-31 has done so much work. And here's the spot. So it can kind of see it, but we kind of put them in a line and, well, we force them to stay on this side of the woods majority of the game, which is a nice play. Coming in and force, taking this and forcing them to stay over here was our idea. Coming in, only 4 shots were taken, and if that was a couple more shots by Abba, maybe I would have brought in this Strike Eagle to strike that location, but we do bring it in. We're gonna have to wait though, because I was kind of waiting for any indication that's there. We're getting RD'd. We're gonna bring up this Cobra. We're gonna put the supply network here out in this field. Cobra coming up, gonna hit the Sapre RPO before he pulls back. The Strike Eagle is just waiting for this. Again, nothing there. We do have some artillery out here. And we're in a pretty strong position here. Unfortunately, we're not able to exploit this. So it's one thing that I have to learn along the lines is when we have something like this, this is an exploitable position to where if we're getting RD'd, if we were to move up, we could probably take some territory because of just how much we have. Still waiting. The Strike Eagle still circling. Still waiting. That's going to invoke a response from a fighter. We're going to come in. And unfortunately, what we see is, well, not good luck from our Strike Eagle evading all that. He does get hit with 1. I think that's 1 from the MiG-31. But it's slightly unfortunate. We could have used it on that T-80 though. We're gonna bring in our seed to kind of run it over. See if there's anything out here. But really just to kind of give something that MiG can shoot at, and it did well. This Phantom does get its bombs off and it's taken down. So I think the next deck that we do that's with this is we have more fighters in this deck. I don't think this one in particular can have 2 cards of F-15s, but I think it does get some F-4s. So that kind of gives an idea that we come out with something like this with Honda, we definitely need some kind of air, because that's what he used most of the time, is that MiG-31. Gonna move up an Engineer's Dragon. This Apache's on standby. He's on station with this. Inky's moving up on the left. Artillery's done him well. Oddball, I think, smoked out here, but Bartok still has a crossfire on any of Oddball's units. So, kind of a static game at this point. We have a +2 ticking because we're in this space. So we're going to hold this. We're going to push up these 3 Engineers Dragons. We have some replacements coming in as well. Some AT4s. We're gonna put some infantry up here just to see what's in the space. Hit those Abrams here firing at the Sappery. Alright, so at the point there, Oddball has his T-80s. There's some airmobiles there. And while the T-80 does smoke one direction, but it can't stop the Milan. So Bartok's going to sneak this Milan here. His idea, he wants to cut off this long road itself of reinforcements. And then he's going to get these Fliegerfaust out here so we can see any air. And then a couple of Jaegers to defend those Fliegerfaust. So we'll see that. MiG-31 from Han up. Because we're going to bring in our supply and another ITO. We do have this Eagle up. Unfortunately, just trying to kind of see if Han wants to come across this line. He doesn't want to. Just putting it in here. Here's the push for both Han and Inky to take a good spot right around the city. MiG-31 still up. The Semi-24 coming up for Oddball. As he's going to start being hit. Barantino over here going to take some shots. Going to hit this. And I didn't realize that there was a second Barantino out here. Is that Bradley going to move up and take out the Sappery? We're going to bring up some Apaches and Kiowas here to get some shots. This MiG-31 taking some shots at our Eagle. We are going to do a reverse. That MiG-31 is not going to be hit by any of those chaparrals, which is unfortunate. And we pretty much fight that to a stalemate. He's going to take his MiG-31 out. And we are going to take our F-15 Eagle out as well. So kind of an equal response there. Cobra going to take some shots. Does kill one of the Conkers in its accompanied vehicle. This year's Dragon taking shots at the T-80s, not hitting, unfortunately. There's Spetsnaz over here, GRU, fighting the Dragons. They could probably easily win that. Kiowa comes out, trying to look for the shot on the T-80. It is not there. This Apache just gets away from me, since he wants to rush, and he does get taken down. Just got away from me. Wasn't paying attention. I wanted him to shoot the Conkers, but I didn't want him to fly over top of it. We see the command here with these Motorshelki. We're going to be putting everything up to that to see if we can at least push it out of the zone. That Dragon misses the T-80. Motorshelki comes out. We do push it out of the zone. We're back to a +2. Shots being taken here. That was one of our chaparrals. There's Han's MiG-31. Now here's our infantry coming through. We're going to bring up 2 more Bradleys, the AT4s. The MiG-31 is going to survive. 3 roll and 2 shots miss. That is unfortunate. That's the luckiest MiG-31 ever because we haven't been able to hit it. And I think that's the same MiG-31? I think, right? Yeah, that's the same MiG-31. So what's Bartok doing? He's just getting line of sight here, line of sight back here. We do see, at this point, we do not see that fob. Aircraft coming in at MiG. We try to bring in a Strike Eagle and it just does not work. We try to bait that. There's a seed coming out. Hopefully this Strike Eagle can do it. MiG-31 it finally down. MiG-29 out here. Seed's baiting everything, but unfortunately Aethel's MiG his F-15 has to bug out and the MiG-29 does do some damage against us. We did have our Eagle, we should have brought it out there. They get this command in here in the back. Bartok knows they don't have fighters, so here is what we're going to do. Cubs are going to go down. We are going to have a bunch of explosions back here. Oddball back in this line. That's going to be down there. MiG-31 from Han comes out. Does take a shot. Misses the F-104. So we have another MiG-31 out there trolling. Hand hunt out here. And so it doesn't turn into a 2-1-1 on here. Me and Aethel both intermix after a while. We notice that Inky and Hand Hunt are intermixing as well. So we start intermixing with our tanks as time goes on as well. So we get up as far as this, and then we have issues with this T-80. We're going to move some Fireteam AT-4s up, but at the end of the day, it's not going to help us with the T-80. We do hit it once. Engineer's Dragon is going to take some shots. He does, but the thing is, he's not hitting some good shots there. We get our Strike Eagle out and we hit that T-80. We're going to come in with a second strike. I don't think it got off there. It did not. Our Eagle's providing air cover. We do pull out that Strike Eagle at that point. Bring up another Tow Cobra. Tow Cobra can hold off any armor. There's the MiG-29 of Inky. Gonna take a shot at my F-15. Actually, he's gonna go for that Apache. The Apache will survive, and that MiG-29 is cleaned up by Aethel's F-15. My F-15 just trolling around out here. Now those Fireteam AT-4s, able to get a couple of shots off on the T-80, but not a lot of damage. So we're going to try to move these infantry back and heal them. So you have two Tow Cobras on the left just holding this large open field. Where they are, air-to-ground missiles, about halfway. I know scouts are about seeing that. Aircraft coming out left side. Probably another fighter at this point. It is MiG-31 taking a shot at the Eagle. He's going to miss. Taking another shot, he's going to miss. Alright, MLRS time. We have one as well. Aethel has one. Here comes the shots in. We are going to shoot where that tank was last spotted. I don't know if we really hit anything here. We are hitting some units. Unfortunately, that T-80 does not go down. And Aethel is just shy of the command there. So that's a bit unfortunate. Bartok's back here being cheeky right now. He does it on the other side on the bridge to make sure that they can't move any units on the bridge to move around and kind of do an amphibious assault. One thing you can do is do something like take a... Was it a BTR that's amphibious? Yeah, you can take like a BTR, switch it out, put a command in there. Take that BTR, put it over the mountains. Come around here and just move that BTR across this water. And put a command in here. So here comes the Milan. It's going to move up to this building, but we are seeing some of his stuff back there. Fliegerfaust misses. This one hits, and then finally that first Fliegerfaust that missed takes out that MI. The artillery coming in. Here's a T-80. I did notice that my toe was not on the edge of this forest, now that I'm thinking about it. So I don't think it was shooting a whole lot. I think it got pushed out of the edge. This Abrams, though. Oh, there it goes. The toe finally did take a shot, but a little late. I think it can see, though, everything in front. And we put it to where it would see anything in this area, not this area. Tor coming up too far, but it wants a shot at the Apache. Looking, the second shot will hit the Apache. Barentino going to be used on me. That is going to be Handahun's Barentino. MiG-31 coming out. Going to take a couple of shots. We are going to cover that, but not cover it enough. The Strike Eagle going to come down. We get the Barentino there for the cost of a Strike Eagle. So that was the one I was talking about. We had the Strike Eagle out. Barentino starts to fire. And hey, we get it just on cue against that Barentino. We do lose an aircraft there, though. Kind of sucks. T-64, I do point it out because I'm looking around while I'm pulling up units. We're going to get our MLRS back. Looking here. Bring in a cluster strike. We're going to keep on moving. IFV here. Sapri can't do anything against the IFV, but the Motor Strelky can. And the Motor Strelky will take out one of those Bradleys. Second Bradley goes down in the infantry. So I'm saying here we're losing too many. Luckily we have this Cobra, or these two Cobras here, to hold this location in case they come out in the open. Han's putting more and more infantry there. Barentino coming out. We hit both with a Phantom here, and the cluster is going to come in the woods here to cut those off. Not sure if anything was in the woods at the time. Not really. We kind of put it in between. We did hit the T-80, so that's one thing we did hit. Motor Strelky, that's where they are. We got to the point where a lot of the forest is actually burnt down or bare, so we were able to actually shoot while still kind of over the water. We saw these sprouts giving us a bit of a headache. We say, hey, can we start striking those sprouts? Artillery is going to come in and take out these sprouts and conquers. We have our F-15 out with this Su-24. It's going to be hit by one Roland. And unfortunately, we aren't going to get there. So I have to pay more attention of getting my F-15 out to do some work. So we've given about half of this point back, but still in a strong enough position. We are going to bring in a bunch of Fireteam Dragons in there, Bradley. So we'll see what they can do. MiG-31 from Han up and doing circles. This Milan 2 is going to start taking some shots. Isn't going to hit anything there, unfortunately. There comes the artillery down on that Sprout. MiG-31 is not going to be close enough to the Fliegerfaust. Here comes two more aircraft. SU-22s. Roland's going to hit one. That last Roland's going to miss. Our aircraft's going to miss. Our and Chaparrals are going to miss. And I don't think they got the rockets off. If they did, then I definitely did not see it. RS here. We just want to keep them. We knew there was a large amount of infantry there. We have a tow Cobra with missiles. This tow Cobra is just here with guns, and this Kiev is there to spot some stuff. So we just need to keep them on their side of this little area. I don't think we had a Chaparral there. I think it was already destroyed prior to that. MLRS coming in. The sword shots are actually going to hit the Rozvetka, so that's good. He's going to bring up Estrella, Han is, and try to take out the tow Cobras. And one Cobra. Cluster coming in, though. Bunch of AA back here. That cluster is going to hit that T-64. Bartok, though, and no real way of losing the side. A little amphibious invasion doesn't work. The Jaeger's going to be eat up by the Mi-24 at this point. They are going to make it on there. But not for long, because there's a Jaeger. Tomashinki push left side with the T-80. So the Barantino's going to hit Bartok here, left side. Not going to spend all of its shots. If it spends all of its shot, he likely kills Bartok's command and takes control of this. Unfortunately, we did use another aircraft. Tor coming out. Gonna hit another one of Athel's Apaches. We're getting everyone organized before we push. A little bit of a lull to bring in another Cobra. This one is all the way jacked up with experience. The Chaparral opened up the Mi-24. Those missed its shot. We've seen Igla here. We're still holding. We bring in our second Eagle. Our AA Eagle. Artillery coming down on Athel. Bunch of infantry there. Drinking everyone else. Mi-24 finally gets hit by a Stinger. Stinger can't get the second shot on it. T-80 BVs coming left side here. Here comes artillery from Athel. Just too shy for the command. There's an ATGM either here or we saw the one to the right of that one. El Sneaky Metis getting shot by 2 T-80s. A T-64 right side. Okay, 2 SU-22s gonna come in. Followed by probably that MiG-31. No, it's 2. Oh, it's 3 SU-22s coming in. Rockets. They come over. First one's hit. Second one goes down. Or second one hits. First aircraft goes down. The third one goes down, and so they lose 2. The left side SU-25 is going to be hit. This MiG-31 going over the top on this one. Just evading so many missiles. Finally gets hit by 1. PVAD hits and then also finished off by the Eagle. So maybe they have a MiG-29 left at this point for air cover. They have to rely on their SAMs, which on this map, their SAMs can be pretty good back here, but it's all about who can advance further. Cobra taking a shot at the BMP, does miss that. Taking another shot there, and that one's gonna hit. T8, you don't see T8s all that often, but Inky is playing the 27th with the new Russian cards, decks. I point out the T8. We're gonna push both of our air. First shot gonna land. Second shot is gonna land. Third shot's gonna land. We are gonna lose 1 Eagle there, though. We do see the Mi-24 on that side. We're gonna bring this Eagle through. These ones, though, Tor is going to take some damage. No, well, it's going to be taking shots at this Cobra. We move. Aethel did lose everything here at this point, so we move over 3 Cobras and Apache to try to stall this advance with this T-80. The Tor is taken down, and we just put as much fire on that as possible. MiG-29 is going to come in. We're going to pull out all 5 of our aircraft here. 29 is going to fire a shot at the Eagle, miss. This 111 is going to come in and put as much on it as possible. That Eagle takes it out, and that is a good bit that they are done with fighters. Dustiniki Metis over here going to be taking some shots in the Abrams. Got a lot of ATGMs and tanks. Aethel loses both of those, and so we just say, hey, we need to consolidate around here. Sit back and allow ourselves to do something. And, well, we're bringing up some Abrams. We're bringing up 2 M1 IP Abrams. So first generation Abrams, maybe second generation, I think technically. Because the M1X was the first generation. M1 IP is the first generation up armored. Because I think it's technically called an M1 improved. It still has the 105. Typical Amos is the 120. T-80 shining through here. It's going to take a couple of ATGM. The Dragons. It's done, but it's not out yet. It's going to smoke. This Dragon's going to come out and hit the Sapri RPO. Incendiary rockets. Another one here. We're going to bring up the Bradley to fire at the Sapri. We get some semblance of an attack on these guys. Create some losses. It is taken. There's a T-80 BV ICD back there. So he's going to take that position and we are going to fall back across. We still have in reserve these M2A1 Bradleys with the AT. 2 arrow rifles brought in for Athel. He needs more help in. Gazelle Hot's going to come in on the flank in case some more tanks coming down the side. Now we start picking and choosing targets as time goes on. So a couple of Bartok's units back here are down. But not before we've already striked Bob. So artillery coming down. We're gonna come in with the Phantom. We're gonna put it down. Good strike, but that's gonna be a death strike, really. We bring out the National Guard M109. Idea with this was to silence our artillery. I didn't really see a lot of artillery happening at this point. It was deep in the lines and we didn't really concentrate on it. These F4s, I'll try to be cheeky, I guess. Here comes our 2 tanks. We're gonna put our aircraft back up to protect this space. So ATGM is gonna come in. Athel's gonna bring in a bunch of M1A1s. Which have the 120 mil. A little lull. Just gonna turn a back and forth battle on the left side here. Artillery to go silence their artillery. Weasel coming in. Misses the Tor and misses the Osa before it goes down, so that's unfortunate. That's where you have to control them with some micro and move them like this, because you know there's no A on this side. So if you're gonna come through and cut across, you want to cut here. You cut across this way also, it's a death wish. But all of these units over here are fair game to aircraft if we had a lot of aircraft. We need tanks at this point. Coming up with the Mi-24AA. He wants to keep our tanks in check, but also our air. And look at these 2 tow cobras. Talk about the anti-air that's over there. The Mi-24 gets hit once with a chaparral, and second chaparral does the rest. T-80 is going to take some shots down here. We're going to bring up our M1IP. Athel has his M1A1s. We're going to have ourselves a slight little fun time with this T-80 BV that Han has. A lot of units over here. This is how we break them. A lot of good shots. These airmen are going to clean it up and then move back. On the flip side, Bartok's still holding this. We're still holding this space with our Cobras and 1 Apache. I think there we're technically out of sight. We get Barentino. I think this is the second time we're Barentino at this point, but we have a lot of units coming down out of reserve in the first place. Okay. Push on the right. Actually, I had to was moving and got my mouse caught in my keyboard. T80, main keys moving on the left side. This is T64s from Oddball. So trying to do a concerted push, 3-man push over here. All of these toes open up. That T64 has to smoke out. Bradley back here is going to take a shot at this other T64. He's going to try to smoke out. He's going to take 1 hit and smoke out there. So we prevent them from moving those 3 tanks there. On the left side, I do point out some more ATGMs. Here though, here comes the Abrams. F-111E does drop its bombs a little bit off to the right, unfortunately, or the left, unfortunately. Moving up these Abrams, we're going to take out this T-80. Or try to. We're just hitting its frontal armor with the... Which is improved. The tank right here. I don't know what it is. It's a Sprout. We finally do see it. This Bradley giving us finally some intel. Finally kill it. We're gonna move back what we have. On the right side, we did stall an attack. Tow Cobra's doing their work in this Apache. The Tunguska comes in, and I was too busy looking over here and bringing in the rest of these M1 National Guards with a command. They didn't see that we had already lost 2. I try to pull them back, and by that time, we lose everything but the Apache. So, bad, good. I don't know. I like the Apache though more, as we're going to bring in some more Fireteam Dragons with a couple of Bradleys. This time M3A1s, the improved TOW 2. Trying to push there, but this Bradley and Abrams will be able to hold them. BTRs trying to come across, and those BTRs aren't going to do anything. Spetsnaz GRU, we do see them. This Bradley and Abrams going to open up. This Bradley is going to situate just in here to give us some more recon data as it starts firing over. We've seen ATGM come from the back. We don't know where it originated from. The issue is neither does our Bradley, and our Bradley goes down. However, say, hey, there's a recon here. We can make them a bit blind so they can't see the front. As we, at one point, push the command out. This is probably one mistake they made because they pushed it out and pushed it back in. They kind of allow us to know exactly where it is. Right behind the Spetsnaz GRU at this point. We're going to push them back and see what's in that corner, which should be the command. Bartok still being cheeky, putting some airmobiles back there. He has some Jaegers from Flieger Faust, and does get this Jaeger from this amphibious assault all the way up here at this point. It was a pretty long fight. It was mostly surrounded about us bleeding everyone else. So here is Oddball coming up. We're going to pull up our Abrams with our Bradley in the rear. ATGM is going to come in, hit the T64. Another is going to come in. The Abrams is going to take the ATGM hit. Almost down with that T64 from 2 Bradley shots. And it's going to smoke out this Abrams. Oh, here's an SG-24 cluster that's going to come in. Going to put it down and hit the TOW. TOW's going to go down. But we got another TOW back here. So it's not really a big deal in the grand scheme of a push over here. It does over here though. Evad's getting striked here. I still have this Abrams. Still have these good shots on this Sappery. Sappery can't pen anything over here. We have these guys in reserve for the Fireteam Dragons. Much more tanks. While these are National Guard, we also have a command which is going to buff them at this point. And it'll buff them to a full level technically. So they are up to a veteran at this point. Yeah, veteran with the command. But Abrams going to come up and we are going to push. Athel has his Abrams and some HAs. We're going to move up. We're going to get that T-80BV at this point. We're going to put everyone to start firing on it when we get up to it. We do miss the second shot on it, but we do kill it. ATGMs coming all over the place here. We can't see those. They're going for the command wise. T-80 does expose itself. Command will be taken down, and now all these are back to a level 1. But there's so many of them. Ammo explosion there. T-80 goes down. Sprout on the right side. We need to take this down. It does take 1 Abrams, but it will go down. So we're going to pull back some more. Athel has some pushes on the left side here. He's going to get an HA up. Start putting some good hits on. AT comes in. SU-22 is going to fly over. Well, our anti-air was actually killed over here as well. F-15 is going to try to push it. Fires everything and doesn't get anything. Unfortunate. We're going to bring up a bunch of chaparrals. The Barantina was directed at Bartok. More artillery coming in. A lot of ATGMs out here. We put out the chaparral so in case we see anything coming down this river. Won't be able to see anything over here though. Alright, tanks moving up after they've been resupplied. We just strike into those woods. I request another strike here for these 2 Conquerors. Well, we finish off with this recon with our M109. The F-111 is going to get his bombs out. This SU-24 is going to go over Bartok's Rolands. Be hit once and it's going to be taken down by another Roland too. Our tanks being hit. We're trying to get that T-64. We should have pulled back more. We did smoke and then pull back. We do keep one of those Abrams so that's almost dead. Mi-24 is going to be missed 5 times before it kills it. But it's okay. SU-22 comes in. Oddball from here surrenders because he is, at this point, he's ran out of troops. We typically only play 40-minute matches at some point, but to kind of help people and we kind of play larger decks, we're playing in-house. So that's why we do an hour. Because after about 40 minutes, typically you have someone bled dry enough that they can no longer field any units. That's kind of what happened to Oddball here, but it does happen. Just means there's a lot of tank battles to go here on the left. SU-25 making a loop. Gonna try to take a shot at an HA. It doesn't. Gonna take 2 shots. Both chaparrals. The 3rd chaparral will miss. push here by Inky. And we're going to push up in the woods. T-80 BV there. 2 Abrams. These Abrams are holding on. Chaparral is sort of sacrificed. HAs are routed. That one's down. And well, Athel's going to bring up a bunch of PVADs. I'm going to bring in, and I didn't know I did this. I actually brought an ITO. The one that was right here, or the one that was right here. I didn't misclick somewhere, and I brought it all the way back. So yeah. I really did that. T-80 BV taking a couple of shots. Those are both Hellfires, one from the Apache and the other one from the Kiowa. The Cobra there only has rockets. Strudlight coming in. We're going to move all of our helos back here to supply. Charlie's going to open up the motor Strelky. It's in open space, so that's easy. T-80 BV still on the left side with a couple of Iglas. And here goes the PVAD. It's going to take shots at the motor Strelky, which is funny. We have our Abrams up here though, so we're going to move up our National Guard Abrams into some more advantageous positions where we can see across the field. And here they go. First shots. Taking a shot at the T-80 BV. Next one. That one hit the T-80 BV. Next one to shoot. It's that T-80. It only does some hits. BMP now shooting at the right. Abrams there. Sorella is going to take one of our choppers down. First Abram goes down. T-80 still up. Well, we're still getting smashed right now with these National Guard troops. And that is one more left that we have on the field here to hold us back. These Iglas are going to be taken down by PVEDs. Thing is, yep, more tanks. 3 commands here. This is all of our commands. 3 more tanks. I think at this point, this is probably all of my tab out. I think I still have some more, maybe a couple more. Aethel comes in with a bunch more HAs. And we're going to do a complete push with 3 minutes left. We're going to completely push this side. Now, this one is going to be lost. This M577. Luckily, we have this fire team leader back here. We're going to launch these Apaches. Shots on the BMP. BMP is going to go down. That's going to hit the Apache. Storella's going to miss. Storella's going to get hit and stunned. There's a second Strella there. It's going to take out one of the Cobras. I think it was Tow Cobra. The Apache is going to get away. And here we go. So many tanks. Bartok's going to take this point anyway, just because CAI wise. He doesn't want to end the game faster because we're having a good fight on this side. The T-80 BBs, there's another one down. The HA is going to soak a rocket hit from the front. To do only 1 damage. And there goes the other T-80 BB. Okay, it's time to Q move. Time to Q move. That Igla is going to be taken out. We have a recon back here that we spotted for just a second. So we have a massive tanks with PVADs here. Strela goes down. Saito's gonna eventually get there. No, it won't. Only 1 minute left. So movement up. The tank right there, T-80. We're gonna move up. It's gonna take a shot. The command is gonna be hit once. These are... There's a Jaeger Metis there. That T-80 is gonna be hit. Fuel explosion. But it's gonna kill one of the commands. UAS here. Conqueror's gonna fire and it's gonna be immediately destroyed. Tor's right there. Tor gets hit by a seed. We do lose one more Abrams here as we Q move more. And that will be the end of the game. We're not able to kill that Abrams, that Igla with these Abrams. But we went positive. It was a grueling experience, a grueling back and forth, but hey, it was a fun game. Bartok going the most positive here. Aethel, a lot of the tanks, I mean, when it comes to scores and everything like that, tanks in the third are going to be worth more, so you will tend to get outkilled when you're playing a good player that's using T-80s. So that's what happened to Aethel. Oddball, almost 2-1. Almost even for Handhun. And just about even for Inky. So, pretty good match with this one. How the kills look. The arrow rifle assault out was great. Because, I mean, that was a Sprout, MTLB, BRM1, and a Strela. Like, just right there with that arrow rifle. This arrow rifle is a BTR. This one able to actually beat the 30 mils because they're only Q by 2. We did take out a command with one of them as well. So that was something I didn't spot there. So maybe that's why we took that from like the point early. It's because we actually killed their command. I did not actually notice that. This is Toe, beat a Tunguska, BRM. Was good for that Abrams. It's another arrow rifle. His name is Rush, and he rushed up there. I like it. This Apache took down a T-80 BV, a Conquers. Good with the Bradleys. This Tor was actually defeated by a Kiowa. Okay. Took out a T-80 as well. Conquers. Vitka. Chaparral taken down to make 31. T-80 there. Now this MLRS actually did pretty good work. So we were targeting a recon, we were targeting... Actually, I did not notice that we killed a command with this either. I was really kind of going with recon or ATGMs. You see there, we had 3 recon and we're going to call a sprouted ATGM pretty much. So 2 ATGMs there. T-80, another Strela with that ITO Conquers, another T-80. M1 IP, BTR Sapri, Tunguska. This Eagle did some good work. Another T-80. They even stuck out a BMP2, so that must have been the one that was in the middle. I thought we ultimately did not get that one, but because we pulled back, but I guess we did. A T-80 from that Bradley. A couple more T-80s from the Apache. A couple more T-80s from that Abrams. Iglas, Flax, Jaeger Metis, Monoshoki Metis, a couple more T80s. So like you see, we were taking down T80s, but most of those were T80s while in tandem with other tanks, which you kind of have to do that if you do tandem hits with tanks. Hey, it works. So thank you all for joining me. Don't forget to leave a like below, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next Warno video. Later, guys.